angels for April 2020. So it's a very beautiful, bright day here in Ireland. And of course, we all have the COVID-19 to deal with at the moment also. So most of us are at home, except for the people that it is essential for them to go out to work or to do the necessities like going to the pharmacy, collecting your prescriptions at the chemist, or getting the groceries, or taking a local walk. So it's a difficult time for most people, and it's a time where there's a lot of fear being brought to the surface for everybody, but it's also a time where we're given the opportunity to be with ourselves, to nurture that relationship that we have with ourselves, to get out into nature. I know now we're restricted, and all over the world you're being restricted, but even to be able to look up at the sky and just see the vastness that there is. If you're in a very densely populated place, you may, pot a flower or have a potted plant, or just everybody's able to see some bit of nature from where they are. And if you're really restricted, just to look at the ground beneath you and to visualize what's underneath the surface, and there's plenty underneath the surface, as we call the earth. So if we think of all the molten rocks and rivers that actually lie deep beneath the earth, and looking up to the sky, and very often, even if we are on a pavement or something, we may see a little tiny flower or something growing up, and just think about how nature weaves its way through. And I have sat with the angels this morning, and I have been asking for messages, and I have been tired, and I'm sure most of you have been tired, because we're collectively working together to shift a major amount of energy. And I've had a sore throat, and you can hear the hoarseness still in my voice, but it's getting better, because it's part of my work to work with the light and to work with raising the vibration and to help the evolution of mankind, really. And we're all doing it in our own way. And I do believe that I came down to earth with my mission well plotted out ahead of time, and it was really to be here to help mankind to feel their joy and to understand their light and to evolve their spirit. So here I am talking with the angels, and I do work with angel energy all the time. So I love integrated energy therapy, I love metatronic healing. It's all working with the angels. So this morning I sat in quiet contemplation and asked the angels for some direction. And they said that the first 2 weeks of April would feel quite heavy and quite turbulent. And then there would be a shift in the energy, and it would begin to feel lighter, but that it'll come and go in waves. So they were kind of showing me a few months ahead, really. And we will feel a lighter vibration towards the end of April and May. It just felt like that there would be some denseness again at the beginning of June, but July felt quite bright. So that's sort of what they showed me. But they also showed me a very bright light, for want of a better word, underneath the surface. So say, here's my desk, so the bright light was underneath, and it was pushing up the darkness. So the light is really, really, really in for us. It's just that there is so much to deal with. So on the physical plane, we're dealing with a lot of illness, and we're also dealing with a lot of media coverage and a lot of, I suppose, stories, for want of a better way of saying it. And these stories are starting to get legs and take on a whole life of their own. So it's really important that we don't overindulge in listening to the news and reading up lots and lots and lots of posts that people are posting that really don't have a very solid foundation. It would be far more important to spend your time looking after your nervous system and not getting into that flight or flight response. so that your immune system is boosted rather than drained. So for me, myself, I do check in once a day because it's really important for us to be in the loop and to understand what is going on around us in our locality, in our country, and in our world, and to be able to adhere to the safety guidelines that are set out for us. All that's really important. But what's also really, really important is that we take this quiet time to reflect and get inside and to utilize our power. Some of it may be latent and dormant within us. So it's time for us to take the time, have the rest. You know, for me, myself, I went to bed last night at 8 p.m. and I got up at 8 a.m. this morning, and I slept for most of that. So that just shows you what sort of an intense energy there is at the moment around us all. And for people that work with raising vibration like I do, and work with healing of humanity and healing of the planet, we're given a lot of extra work to do at this time. But that's my choice to take it on board, and I'm choosing to do so. And I don't have any regrets about my physical body getting tired, because I'm going to give that plenty of attention as well. And I will be getting into nature today, and the angels have been talking to me quite a bit, and I will take some cards on this as well. But you know, it's messages that are going ahead for the month, and they have shown me quite a lot during my dreams. I have been moving off into different spaces and places, and last night, for example, I was shown a lot of water. Some of it was like people washing themselves in lakes. At other times, I was back in hospitals. I do a lot of work in hospitals in my dreams. I believe it's astral traveling, and there were all these baths, but they were quite shallow with water in them. But when the people were coming in, it was like as if they had shackles on them, and it was part of my job to take the shackles off so they could wash themselves clean. And that to me really was like an analogy for what's going on at the moment. You know, it's time for us to surrender our fears and wash ourselves clean and use the higher vibrations. So the angels have a beautiful vibration, and there are so many angels to work with, and so many different vibrations, you know, to clear the fears, clear the anger, clear the guilt, clear the sadness. And yeah, there's so much sadness around as well, because there are a lot of fatalities, but there's also a lot of people after losing their job. And at the moment, for me, myself as well, I'm very disconnected. I've also lost my wage, so I can't work with people at the moment either. And, you know, I'm doing some stuff free online and doing my best to help. But I don't really want to buy into what if and the fear of the unknown. I'll just work with what's here in the present moment, and what's here in the present moment for me is hope and light, and understanding that this is a conscious shift, really, and the angels are really surrounding us and helping us to feel our power and feel our strength. But they are also pleading with us to slow down, to really, really slow down, and to go inside. So I'm going to take 3 cards and just see what else they have to say. And before I do that, I have a whole basket of IET cards here. So that's the Integrated Energy Therapy Violet Ray that I work with. And I'm just going to ask, we have 9 angels working with that, for 1 card. So it's 1 angel with 1 message, and it's Angel Faith blesses you with freedom. Now, isn't that really beautiful? So we're going to be free, really. That's really what's happening here. You know, we're going to be free of all the restrictions and all the heavy burdens that we've had placed upon us from generation to generation. So it really is a time of liberation and truth. You know, it really is a time of great freedom. Angel Fate takes the weight off our shoulders, and she allows us to be free. That's really her job. So the shoulds and the should nots and the can and the can't, it all comes down off the shoulders and allows us to be free. So faith, it offers us faith and freedom. So there's our first card. So they're still reminding me that the first 2 weeks of April will feel like a struggle for us, but really what's happening is we're surrendering, and the second 2 weeks of April will feel a lot lighter. Okay, so I have two cards there together. So they're my first three cards. So soulmate card. Okay, so this card, this morning when I sat down and I asked for an overall card for this reading, this is the card that I got. So I put my deck down and I shuffled them, and I was carrying on with a meditation. I came back and I shuffled it again and I got soulmate again. And here it is again. So this is the card that's leading us into today's reading. And really what that is about for us is that it's complete truth. So it's soul to soul. So a soulmate doesn't have to be somebody that, you know, we fall in love with and get married or to press our buttons and help us to evolve. It can be a whole collective amount of people. And that's actually what's happening at the moment, is that we're being shown the truth. And there is so much coming up collectively that we're all starting to be there for one another. We're starting to feel the soul clusters. We're starting to understand that there are many, many people that are there to help us. And we're starting to, I suppose, visualize or meet, or whatever way you want to say it, starting to understand our soul tribe. And really humanity in itself is starting to come together. So that's really what they're saying to us, is that, you know, we're starting to come back to being soulful. Okay, we're starting to become compassionate and gentle and loving and of service to ourselves and to others. We're starting to reach out again. Okay, so the next two cards that the angels offer us are support and serenity. Okay, so look at the support that's there for us. So all of the ancestors, all of the higher councils looking down on earth at the moment, all of the elders, all of, oh, just look at it, it's so beautiful. And there is so much communication, all the blue, all the pink for the heart. And it's going to end in our feeling of serenity. And again, so much green in the third card, so much heartfelt peace and gentleness, and that energy of serenity. That's what's coming. That's really what's coming. You know that saying of the darkest hour is before the dawn. We're still in the darkest hour, and we will be for a while longer. But there will be a dawning, and there's another wave. It's not that I want to be a pessimist, because it's really, I'm really being optimistic. It's just that the angels are setting it up that they're just allowing us to kind of have turmoil and peace, and a little bit of turmoil and a bigger bit of peace, and this is really what's coming for us. So I want to see what Archangel is here to really look after us during the month of April. I'm just asking for the overall Archangel now that's looking after us for the month of April. We have lots of angels we can call on, and they're just rejoicing when we ask them to help us, because there are so many angels on earth at the moment, walking with us, working with us, helping us. Angels that we haven't even heard of before. Okay. Ooh, strong card. Spread your wings, Angel Ariel. Do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you are ready to soar. So Angel Ariel is the overall angel of IET, Integrated Energy Therapy. And that is a healing modality that I work with all of the time and that I teach. So I'm a master instructor trainer in IET. I've been working with it for many, many, many years now. And Angel Ariel also is our beautiful angel of nature. She looks after the earth and all of the animals and all of the plant kingdom and all of the elementals and all of the fairies. They all know Angel Ariel. And honestly, You know, I look at the blossoms blooming, and I look at the old falling off and some of it dying and falling away and withering, and new growth coming. So we're really in a period where we're moving into a whole new age, you know, a whole new age. So Angel Ariel is our angel for the month of April. And I will come on board and do some meditations with Ariel, and I will channel them and I will bring them to you to help you to heal as well, and to help you to get to that place of serenity. I'm conscious that I don't want to keep you too long, but I'm very drawn to, this is a box of cards called The Power of Surrender. And when I was taking out my cards, this was really appealing to me, and I thought, and I put it back, and then I was just told very clearly, you need to take a card from there. And the surrender is surrender to trust. Trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what you should do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. So that's really important right now, and it really is about our truth and our own power. So trust yourself and your own decisions. So don't let anybody force you into doing what they think is right for you. So it's time for us to be really authentic. And I just want to take a card for the children. Well, I've actually 2 decks. I think I'll take a card from both decks, because it's very tough on our children. As adults, we have some bit of comprehension about what's going on, but as a child, it's much more difficult. When I'm sad after my mom, dad and friends or pets go to heaven, my angel sends me very special love. So isn't that just so beautiful? And the love coming into the heart. And there are fatalities in all of the countries, and there are going to be children that don't understand it, and they're sad. So just for them to understand that the angels are sending love into their hearts right now. And then this is the Diana Cooper deck for children. So I'd like to see one card for our children, please. Okay. Angel singing. Ask your angel to sing to you while you sleep. Say to yourself, my angel makes me happy. Now, isn't that really beautiful? Ask your angel to sing to you while you sleep and feel that your angel makes you happy. I never finish a reading without a card from Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael, I think, is on overtime at the moment, because there is so much fear. We're cutting the cords to old ways of being, old habits, and lots and lots and lots of difficult situations where we just don't know how to detach. Archangel Michael comes in as we request him, and he cuts the connection. So he cuts the unhealthy piece to the cords, and he leaves everything that's healthy. So there's so much fear. You know, he's the angel that can really help us to dissipate our fear and to really start looking after our immune system by not depleting it with fear and anxiety and stress and nervousness. So I'm just going to ask Archangel Michael now for a card that's going to help us during the month of April. And he says, your children are watched over by angels. Dear guardian angels of my children, and you just name your children there, thank you for watching over my children and ensuring their happiness and safety. Please guide me so that I know the best way to be a good parent and a role model for my own and other people's children. And that also includes your own inner child, because so much is coming up for us from our childhood at the moment. Everything is coming up to be cleared. Everything that's in our vibration, everything that's in our cells is coming up to be healed at the moment. So that's the month of April. We think of our whole soul family. We're starting to collectively bring our energies together for healing. It's healing of humanity at this time. We have the support. We will end up in a serene place. Angel Ariel is asking you to spread your wings. So let go of everything that's heavy and spread your wings, because it's time to soar, connect with nature, surrender to trusting yourself and making your own decisions and not being guided by what somebody else thinks is right for you. Allow your children to understand that the angels are sending love to their hearts, especially when they're sad after losing a loved one, like a grandparent or a mom or a dad or whoever. And the angels are singing to the children while they're sleeping. And it's nice for, when we're tucking the kids into bed at night, to say to them, ask your angel to sing you a song while you sleep. You'd be surprised what they'll come up with. And again, Archangel Michael is looking after the children for the whole month of April. So really and truly, what I would like to say to you is thank you for being with me. Thank you for this reading. And the angels are offering us freedom as well through Angel Faith. And that's from the IET Angels. Angel Faith wants to offer us freedom, and Angel Ariel tells us to spread our wings. She's come in as our archangel that's governing the month of April. So from now until May, I will come on board and I will offer you some healing meditations, and they will be with Ariel and whatever angels that she brings on board through me to bring the love and the light and the healing of the angels to you. Thank you. God bless you.